Yes, good evening, everyone, and welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. Yes, my name is Dominic, and tonight we have guest Sean on, who is 100% said it all from day one that he is Ole in, and he's got reasons for it, but he needs to see results. So we're so happy to have Sean on the show today, my man. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's been a little while, bro. What's good?
Yeah, I know, mate. I'm so glad to have you back on, man. I know you've had some personal sort of health issues, but you're looking good. You're looking fresh. And I appreciate you coming on, man. Look, you've missed the Leicester game. Obviously, you watched it, but you've missed the Leicester game in terms of commenting on that. Obviously, all this Ole contract stuff. There's so much to talk about, man. And I thought it could be a quiet one with this international break. I'm seeing the San Marino team, and I'm so glad I'm doing a stream instead because that looks just rubbish.
Forget that, man. England. I stopped watching England a long time ago, man.
Honestly, man. So we're in a situation right now where we've got a lot to catch up on, and that's how excited Sean is. He's just chucking his phone all over the place. He's chucking it. Let's say hello to the people that are joining us, man. Mark O, what's going on? Cliss in the house. King Jar, love that name, King Jar. We appreciate you, Vibes FC. All the people that are going to come in live or watch this later on, we appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. And you know what? I want to really get your views today. Really want to get your views. Theo's in the house as well. Good to have you,
Big up Theo. Big up Cleese. Big up Mark. Big up all the guys. Big up all the man them.
That's it. I really want to get your views tonight, people, because I know it's hard to always get your views heard and stuff. And it's a situation where I've seen a lot of different fan channel videos. I watch fan channels just like everybody else. I want to understand what they've got to say, their views, what other people are saying in the comments, because again, we're a fan base. I'm happy. I'm glad to speak to different people on Twitter and get their views, as long as it's respectable. There's no sort of hate behind it. Just to have a good conversation about a team that we love. I absolutely love it. But there's a couple of things we need to talk about, guys, that I want to get your views on, because it's hit me a bit. Now I'm thinking, what's happening? Is this deja vu? Are we going backwards? Are we going forwards? Are we trying to do something different? Sean, I'm going to start here, man. We're in a situation, and I didn't get your views on the Leicester result, man. How did you find that? Because there was a clip that I put around on Twitter about the goal that took 28 passes for Leicester, and lots of people say, "Oh yeah, but these goals happen." Of course they happen. I understand that, but I don't want to see those goals happen to us. I don't like seeing those goals happen to us. It can happen to anybody, but I don't like it happening to Manchester United. It shouldn't be happening. So for me, what did you see in that game? How did you feel about it? Because that will lead on to the discussion we're going to have about Ole getting a new 3-year contract, bro.
Bro, so I guess that goal we're talking about, the Tielemans goal, right?
Yeah, man.
That's the second one. Oh, man. Do you know what? So much to talk about with that game. The bottom line is, with that game, obviously, going out the way that we did, it's not acceptable, right? It's not acceptable. That level of performance, that level of application, that level of just the overall picture, it just wasn't good enough. So I feel like we can't come on here and sit here and try to make excuses for the players or the manager, because everybody knows that performance wasn't good enough, and that's not the levels that we as Man United fans want to see, and the direction that we want us to be going in, right? That was a big opportunity for us to win a trophy. Like I've always said it, and you know that, in my opinion, the FA Cup wasn't the one for us this season. I've always said that the Europa League was the best opportunity that I saw for us to win a cup. But even still, even saying that, the draw was looking favourable for us with Southampton in the next round. For me, that was a trip to the final. We probably still would have got beaten by Man City. I would have always maintained that. But at the end of the day, it would have been nice to get to Wembley. So for me, I was hurt. I was pissed. I was annoyed. I was sick, man. I just got to keep it 100. I was sick. I was sick after that, because it was the manner of the way we went out. It was the manner. It just reminded me again of deja vu, literally like last season in the FA Cup semi against Chelsea. Yeah. Exactly. Another semi-final where we've got an opportunity to do something and the team just underperforms. Underperform. Now, there's definitely mitigating circumstances around it, but at the end of the day, we're in a results business. That result was not good enough.
When you said the word manner, That is what got me, because I'm such a positive guy. I try to see the best in everything, in my daily life, in football, families, anything that happens in the media. I just try to give them the benefit of the doubt. But when you don't leave it on the pitch, it was embarrassing. And one of the things, like my match reaction, I went in, I was upset. I was not. We can lose. I said, Sean, right? We can lose FA Cup games. You can lose cup competitions. It's hard. You got to see what turns up. But it's the way we lost. That wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. And I didn't ask you this because obviously you weren't on the match reaction. But what do you think it was down to? Was it down to the players or was it down to the coach? Oh, well, the manager, because some people don't call him a coach. So was it down to all the other players, bro, for that loss?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Okay. There's no yin without yang. Ultimately, Ole made. I did put a tweet out. I haven't been too active on the socials recently, as you know, because I've not been too well. But the manager has to take accountability. He has to own up for that. He made, in my opinion, he made several fundamental errors. From the minute I saw that team sheet, I was not looking forward to this game.
Yeah.
Because the starting lineup, I felt, for me, that was not the game for us to be rotating. We're trying to win trophies out here. We can't be pick and choosing. And for me, it was like Ole, from the minute he picked that team, you can forget about it. He threw away that game. Now, you could say, and he did say that there's things that we don't see as fans as to why the likes of Bruno didn't start. And apparently Bruno broke all his running stats and effort records, and he ran from here to Egypt, apparently, or something crazy like that in the Milan game, right? So he's a human being. We know he plays literally every minute. So there's reasons why Ole rested him. I get that. And to a certain extent, I also get that the players that people have been clamoring to see for such a long time and asking them for game time, the likes of Donny van der Beek, the likes of Paul Pogba, the likes of Alex Telles have been brought in. They should be coming in. If they're as good as they say they're supposed to be, or people claim they're supposed to be, they're supposed to come in and be able to help us win a game like this. So Ollie's got to utilize the squad. So that's where it comes into me. Then it comes into, okay, the players have to shoulder some responsibility as well, because they're not showing up. But for me, in this specific game, I feel like it wasn't the game to rotate that heavily. My personal thoughts are, when I see the likes of Donny van der Beek playing in there, the likes of Alex Telles playing in there. Right now, for me, Alex Telles, Luke Shaw had to start that game. Like, no doubt about it for me. The best left back in the country. You've seen when he doesn't play, we struggle, right? The other person that I didn't think should have started was Matic. I don't know why Matic was playing in those games. Sheffield United, Başakşehir. Go back and look at the games this season. We haven't lost that many, but go back and look at the games where we've lost. It's when Ollie's rotated, brought in the fringe players, brought in the likes of Matic, and they've come in and underperformed. So when I'm looking at that team sheet, I'm saying, why the hell has he gone with Fred and Matic?
But
why has he dropped Luke Shaw? So I'm blaming him. Yeah, but then equally, you blame him, but then these are a lot of players that players want to see. So the players have to then come in and say, I've been given an opportunity today. I've got to take it. Van der Beek, these are my minutes. I can't be here. I haven't played. I've got no much fitness. Let me play safe. Let me play backwards. No, I'm on here. I'm a Manchester United player. I command a starting place. So I believe I should be starting this team. Let me show you why. And I don't see that from him anytime he steps on the pitch.
Let me come in this, Sean, because mostly I agree with you. But there's little holes. There's little holes in what you're kind of saying, because
go on. Let me plug them up.
If you think about this, right? If you look at the best managers in the world, okay, because I think you can agree, we all know, and Ole knows, he's not the most experienced manager that we could have got.
Absolutely. That's an absolute fact.
Fine. So say we got a very experienced manager in. That experienced manager, even with the players we have, because if you think about it, when we played rubbish against some teams, we've had better players, fact, and they still play us, give us a really good game. We're struggling. It takes like an individual brilliance, right? I think this comes down to Ole's experience, that he doesn't know how to gel and integrate two teams into Manchester United football. Because what's happening is, at the moment, we're playing the same team every single week. If you see in that graph, in the whole of the flicking, I think it's Europe or Premier League, whatever, 4 out of the 5 is our Manchester United players who's played the most minutes, right? So Ole does not rotate. So the problem here is, right, Ollie's using the same people all the time, and he's not trying to integrate the B team into this game. So when you see Man City, right, and I'm going to use Man City because they've got an experienced manager, they've got a good structure, and they've gone out and bought the right players, okay, for the system, okay, and they play a system of football. It's attractive, it's good. So what they've actually done is Pep brings in different players. How many times have we not seen Bernardo Silva play? And that one, I think a couple of seasons ago, he was unreal, right? But he's playing every odd game. But the problem is that we don't do it at Manchester United. We don't integrate our B team into that team. So when they come in and you've made so many changes like the Matic, the Telles and the Van de Beek, they all look like they've never played football together. They look like the fringe of the fringe of the fringe. So how can you expect them to come in with no match rhythm and playing with players they probably never played with in the match against competitively and come in and say, you're going to play your best football? People are saying to me, right, that Dan James is playing better than he ever is and he's getting better and better. Why is he getting better and better? Because the guy's playing games. And better and better is Dan James' standard. For me, it's still his best standard will never be enough for Manchester United for me. But he is improving. His personal standard is improving 100%. But it's never going to be enough for Manchester United. How can you blame Telles, Van de Beek, Matic? They have a ceiling of ability, but you're telling them to come in to the biggest crunch match of the season so far that we're playing and absolutely kill it in a system where we rely not so much on the style of football, but the individual players. What do you say to that?
Well, there you go, Dom. You've kind of answered your own question there at the end when you talk about individual players. It's not about the team. The individuals still have to come in when they get their chance and make a stamp and put their stamp on the game. So that's one part of it. But let's back up a little bit, right? Cool. So when we're talking about Ole and world-class managers and people that have been brought into the club to come and do a job, I think everybody would accept, that Ole, in terms of his CV at this level, because he has been, he's 10 years deep in the game of management. He's been successful. He's won trophies at other clubs. But however, he is inexperienced at this level.
Massively.
And the board brought him in. And for me, so with what comes with that is a guy who is learning on the job, right?
Is that good enough?
For me, I've accepted that he's going to come in, and we've got a rookie manager at this level who's going to come in and learn on the job.
We have got a rookie manager.
And well, here's the thing, right? And I'll tell you why I accepted that, because whether we should or we shouldn't, you can argue that all day. But we'd already having gone down for, 6 years since Sir Alex Ferguson left before Ole came in, of having gone down the route of big name managers with big name CVs, with proven track records of success and trophies. The likes of Mourinho, Van Gaal, these guys are all top of their game, right? They've won everywhere they've been. We've gone down that route. And what did it bring us?
But did we go down the route?
Hold on.
Manager, though. You're saying
hold on. We went down the route of world-class managers. We can all agree with that, right? Mourinho in his time, Van Gaal, these have got world-class CVs. So for me, I accepted based on how those appointments went and where the club was by the time those two managers had ripped up the squad, ripped out the heart and soul of what Man United is all about, and where the club was at that particular time. I wanted something different. And I said, you know what? Let's give it to a guy who's been at the club. He's been successful at the club. He's learned from our most successful manager of all time. Let him try to implement something from a foundation, rebuild, and build something that can be long-term sustainable success. Along that way, we know it's not going to be instant, and we know there's going to be ups and downs. So for me, I was prepared to be patient, let him implement his philosophies on the club and see where it can get us. So that's why along that journey.
I don't lose this point though, because you're saying that the only route we could have gone, because we tried the Van Gaals, the Moyes, the freaking Mourinho's, all these different people, right? The only route we could have gone is for a manager who's managed Mulder and got relegated with Cardiff, and because he knows the club, that's the only route. Because for me,
that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
No, but you're saying that we tried.
I'm not saying that's the only route. So I'm saying that I was a route that I was happy to go down because of what happened before.
This is my point, bro. This is my point. I think we all accepted it. Like, when you're really hungry, right? You order something at Chinese, right? I ordered chicken chow mein. You brought me out some freaking, a soup. Because I'm hungry, I'll accept the soup. I might not enjoy it, but I'll accept it. I feel at that point, we accepted Ole because he went on a great run. We've had so many bad managers. We just came off the back of Jose, who was toxic, but again, he got us 2 major trophies, right? We wanted something different and fresh. But who are we as flicking fans who are emotional? We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. We don't go to match days. We're not in the flicking therapy room to say, oh yeah, give Ole the contract based on a couple of games. Really, the people in at the top should have said, he's done a job for us. He's helped us as an interim basis, but now we need to go and find someone who is different to Moyes, Van Gaal, flicking all these people that we had before, who can take us to the top and who have experience handling a big team and big players. That's what we didn't do.
That's doing exactly what they did before.
No,
they
it's not.
Brought experience. Yeah, it is. They brought experienced managers with a proven track record of winning, who they thought could take us to the top.
No, but I'm not saying a proven track record, because what I'm trying to say is, right, Mourinho had a proven track record, but we knew his personality. And don't tell me that Manchester United did not know that Mourinho loves himself.
Well, that's why they didn't want him. They were desperate. By the time they brought him in, they were desperate for success.
That's bad then. That's bad then. Because
it is bad. Yeah, exactly. And that's why they went down the opposite route to build something sustainable over a long period.
Okay. So you can't build something sustainable with a Nagelsmann or a Ten Hag or a young manager.
So I'll tell you what, Ole's got what Nagelsmann doesn't.
What?
And this is what I think why they went for him. And he has an understanding of what Manchester United, the heart of Manchester United, is all about.
I hate this understanding.
And I don't hate it. Do you know why? Because a Nagelsmann, he could come in 3-4 years or whatever. Ole got and again, it's small details, right? But again, him bringing the old players back in, from the simple things like them wearing suits back on match days instead of tracksuits like they did. No, but Dom, this is the thing. Have you ever heard of the 1% rule? I think the World Cup, the England rugby squad, they used to use that a lot when England won the Rugby World Cup. Clive Woodward, right? 1% here, 1% there. You might just think it's a tracksuit, but again, when you talk about mentality and mindset, if that 1%, it can be the difference between you and the way you approach and prepare for games when you put a suit on. When you go to work, Dom, you don't turn up in a tracksuit.
Mate, you turn up in a suit. You're telling me that Ole is the right man for the job because he made people wear suits?
I'm saying these are the types of things, bro, the small details that he's changed, that he's brought. He understands what it takes to be successful at Manchester United. He's seen it. He's been there in our most successful period in the history of the game.
Bro,
so he understands that.
I'll be honest with you, though. You've got Carrick there who's been there under different managers, right? Who's been there and been successful in our team. He could have been in the backroom staff still doing his coaching thing, but we bring someone in who's got a different new perspective at this time. I'm talking retrospectively here. We bring someone
wasn't about that time, so let's not talk about him.
Mate, there's other managers who are young
who at that time? Who would you have brought then? Go on.
Mate, I'd have to look into it, mate. I'd have to look into
exactly.
The time.
But I'm telling you,
doesn't mean that there weren't managers by saying exactly. Just because I can't think of, mate, I want to make sure I get it right. I'm not going to say, oh, there's no, mate, there was managers available.
Nah, and this is, well, you can't speak. No, this is what I'm saying. At that particular time, there was no other manager available. If there was an outstanding candidate, the people were talking about was Pochettino, right? Let's keep it 100. The manager that people were talking about at that time that we should have gone and got was Pochettino. Me personally, I didn't want Pochettino. You say about proven track record winning, he's won F all at Spurs. So I'm not interested in that. So if it was a choice between Pochettino and Solskjaer, I'm very happy with that.
It's not just proven track record. Poch doesn't bring just a proven track record. That's silly just to think that. Poch brings experience working in the Premier League, first of all, right? Because Ole, he worked in the Premier League, he got relegated. And this is not me bashing Ole. I'm talking about experience handling big players, okay? Because Ole hadn't handled big players. There was a tweet back in the day when there was a Cardiff fan saying Ole doesn't know what he's doing. He's playing too many players, too many times, the same team, and he's going to get them injured. Yeah. Fast forward, we're doing the exact same thing. Look, I'm saying to you, there were managers out there, okay, that could have relied on people in the club who have the history and the DNA, but the club's saying to themselves, okay, we've gone for the old school LVG. His ways and methods were a bit archaic, didn't really work out. We've gone for Moyes, who's been in the Premier League, but his philosophy just weren't working. We've gone for instant success, and we got 2 trophies. Great. Now we're going to go for Ole. Sean, your point doesn't make any sense, really, because otherwise they wouldn't have said you're an interim manager, Ole. They would have said, no, we're looking for someone who's really good, knows the club. Ole, we're giving you the job 100%. No. They said at the beginning, he's interim, which tells me that they never had a plan to have Ole as the long-term manager.
I don't think they did. I don't think they did.
That's my point. So
Yeah.
they changed on a whim because he flicking went on a good run. They saw flicking,
But Dom, now we're moving into a different conversation. We all know the incompetence of the board. We're not here to talk about that, right? We know that our board has got issues. We know. I've said it before. We know the board. We know the board is the real problem, right? So let's not go in that direction. Going back to what you were talking about about the players and coming in. And again, I would say that, have you ever heard of? I'll use a different analogy from a different sport, right? As a boxer, right? When you're all year round, you have some boxers that will just come in, train for a training camp, and 8 weeks train for a fight, and then, you know, for the rest of the year they drink, you know, go out, party, get out of shape. But have you ever heard of that? There's a saying: the best fighters stay ready, right? You've got to stay ready all year round, because you don't know when that fight's going to get announced. You don't know when that contract's going to come.
Bro,
and if you're a player trying to break into a team, you have to be ready.
Mate, bro,
when that call comes, Dom, listen to me, let me finish, man, because it's important, right? You cannot make excuses for the fringe players. You cannot make excuses for the fringe players to say, oh, I'm not match fit. Ole hasn't been picking me, so when I come on, I'm not going to be ready. No, when I come on, I'm waiting my whole chance. I'm doing extra training sessions. I'm staying behind. I'm practicing. And when I get my chance, I'm going to take it. That's the mentality you got to have.
I get that, but there's two different things that you're not thinking about. You're thinking about being ready, 100%, but that's completely different to having match rhythm. Match rhythm will only get you to a certain level. You could be ready 125, 17 million%, but your match rhythm will always get a level. Sean, you know when you're playing football that you need rhythm. You can be ready mentally, right, and physically, but when you get into that game, because you haven't had it, how many players?
It's excuses, Dom. It's excuses. Let me give you another example, right? Because that's excuses.
1 second. How many players have come out and said, yes, I need a couple of games to get my match rhythm? That's players who play in the game saying that, Sean. So what you're saying...
I play the game. I know, I understand that.
You're saying you need to be ready, 100%. You need to be physically ready, mentally ready, 100%. At the peak of your powers, training, running. But as soon as you get on that pitch, it's different, Sean. It's different. And it showed by the fact that Matic we know Matic can pass a ball a little bit. He's not an awful player, but you could tell that the match rhythm was not there. And you even said it yourself, Sean.
Shall I tell you what?
Listen, wait. You said that Luke Shaw should have started, right? For that continuity. That lends itself to match rhythm, because we knew that Luke Shaw is not only one of the best left backs in the world now, he's got match rhythm and he's on form. You get form by playing loads of games and building up that form and match rhythm. So I'm saying to you, of course, the players are at fault in terms of their ability, but it's not all on just on the ability, because they had no match rhythm. They don't play well in a sense, 100%. But Ole came in and said, all right, one of the biggest games, probably one of the easiest routes we can get FA Cup. We've got Southampton, we smashed 9-0. I'm going to bring in and change the team completely, even though I've not really built a proper system that anybody can come in and just slot in and play team collective football. There's a reason why Donny van de Beek set up that beautiful goal, because he's got IQ. No one else does like that. No one else does something like that, bro.
People are jumping on that nonsense. Listen, no. It was when we're talking about match rhythm, right? I get it. There is such a thing. There is such a thing called match rhythm. Of course, the more games you play, you get a run of games, you get into your stride. Yeah. That applies fundamentally for players that have been out for a long time through injury, not through players who have been training every single day for 6 months just not playing. Right. So for me, a guy like Cavani, who's been out, he hasn't had a club, he's been out of the system for a long time, he's come in for a few games and he's got injured, right? That's a guy who you can give an excuse for match rhythm, okay? But let's flip it, not for Matic, who's been fit the whole season, training every single day, right? And he's been playing a lot of games, and the game he's been playing, he's been losing, right? But Dom, let me come back now, right? To match rhythm. When people talk about Axel Tuanzebe should be getting more games because he's one of our great defenders. When he came in out of the cold,
are you being sarcastic? By the way?
No, Don, I'm being 100%. When he came in, right, 100% out of the cold for 18 months after injury.
Yeah.
And Ole started him against PSG away. And he put in that performance against Neymar and Mbappe.
Yep.
What match rhythm did he have, Dom?
No, Sean.
What match rhythm did he have, Dom?
Funny because that doesn't work for every.
Hold on. But what match rhythm did he have in that game, Dom?
Sean, listen to me. That doesn't work for every single player.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. It's about the individual. They have to step up because what if it? So hold on, Dom. So let me finish. Let me finish. I'm gonna give you another example.
No, you're telling me that
when hold on, Dom.
You're telling me that Tommy Van der Beek, Telles, and Matic all didn't have the thing to step up. That's the
They're rubbish. They're all rubbish, right? They're all rubbish.
Guys, sorry, me and Sean can freaking go off on one here. Thank you so much for tuning in live. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Marco. Just a quick one, Stephen. Today's news worries me, Dom. Ole being backed in if we do not win the Europa League. Rewarding failure is becoming a trend for United. We're at risk of becoming a new Arsenal. Mate, we're going to talk about that. We're big time. And King Jar saying, Ole starts Bruno against Real Sociedad 4-0 up and bench Bruno against Leicester City. Guys, to me, that is B and unforgivable. 3 more years of this. Nah, man, look, I can hear the frustration. So
I agree with that.
Sean, do you agree with the new contract? Do you think he can win the league even after being backed? Haven't heard from you in a couple of weeks, so these are some questions. We're going to come back to that. Sean, hold that.
Big up, Sufa.
Theo says, do you think LVG had to go in hindsight? Well, that's a great question.
Dom, let me touch on that because without
more ones, and I'll come back to you. I promise you. I just want to make sure I talk to get everybody involved here. Marco's saying 10 years of experience looks good, but very deceiving. If you look at his track record, it's obvious he wasn't the horse to back. That's fair play. Sufan saying, nah, Sean, I don't like this understanding about Man United. The whole DNA stuff. Ollie just came out and said trophies are an ego thing and not a true sign of trophies. That isn't the Man United DNA. That's a fair point. A2Z is saying Ancelotti wasn't available. He left Napoli. Yet he wasn't. Sufans loving the debates between me and you, Sean, because it's been a while. Vibes FC is saying, how can you expect Ole to do anything when he knows he'll be on the bench next game? He gets benched for Matt Fred, who cannot create. You know what? Theo is saying, I feel that Sean is ignoring what Sean is ignoring is Ole plays an individual strengths game, and some players' strength is to play as a team. Oh, Theo, I like that point. I like that point. Look, Sean, there's a lot of different points there, right? Let's talk about the new contract that Ole is basically rumored to get. According to reports, Solskjaer is set to be awarded with a new 3-year contract, likely to be 2 years plus the option of an extra one. So 3 years, bro. Yeah. On the terms of the new deal, Solskjaer is likely to see his salary rise from 7.5 million to 10 million a year. So basically, United do not want the distraction of Solskjaer entering the final year of his contract with a future unresolved. So the new deal is likely to be confirmed at the end of the season. United remain committed to handing Solskjaer a new contract, and his future does not depend on lifting a trophy this season. They've seen enough progress both off and on the field. So, bro, it's there and then, mate. A lot of people were saying that, look, we wait until the end of the season, see if he gets a trophy, see if he gets second place, and then we just judge. Bro, he's basically just been told, you don't need to come to work tomorrow. Your job's safe. He's based you know what? Call a sickie. Don't worry. You'll be fine. We'll get flicking someone else to take your job. When you're hearing that, what's the first thing you're hearing? Because lots of these questions come down to this from all the amazing people watching at the moment. What are you thinking, bro?
Do you know what? I feel like a lot of the fans, we know there are a lot of fans that are frustrated with the team, and I feel like the way that we're playing and some of the results that we've been getting, and I feel as though obviously a lot of that gets directed at the manager, because he's the head of the club, and obviously if the team aren't doing what they're supposed to do, then he's gonna get, he's gonna get it, and he's gonna feel that. I feel that it's mixed, in terms of the contract situation. It's a hard one. Like, I feel as though when you look at, do you give the manager a contract? I feel that again, it depends where you've been at and where you have been at and where you're at now. Because if you backed the manager from the start and believed he was the right guy for the job from the beginning, then I don't think you can say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done anything in his time that would make you steer away from that in terms of the results, because he's consistently season upon season, improved. His results have improved and improved our position in the league table. We're on track, obviously, to finish the highest we've finished, joint highest we've finished in the 8 years since Sir Alex left. So, in terms of the pure results, in the cup competitions as well, if you look at the cup competitions that we've been in all the cup runs, he's reached the semi-final in every single cup apart from this year. So this year he hit the quarter-final, but he's done very well in all of the cups. And you cannot say that he hasn't brought us from where I think you have to go back to where the club was when he took over, and it's still a relatively short period of time, right? It's 2 years we're talking about, right? And where we were going back 2 years ago, we were nowhere near winning a trophy. And I could only look at that journey and say, right, how was the squad? I think everyone accepts that he's made us a better squad. He's improved the squad. We've got a better squad now than what we did when he took over. And ironically, that's one of the sticks people actually use to beat him over the head with, which I don't think is fair, because he's actually built that squad. He's the reason the squad is better now than it was when he took over. So we've got a better squad. The results are better. And we're closer now to winning a trophy and to get into the top of the league than where we have been at any time, since Sir Alex left. So I feel like overall, yes, there's problems. Of course, there's problems. It's not perfect. There's much room for improvement. But again, I feel like if you're on that journey of building that foundation, steady improvement to eventually get us back to where we want to go. Ollie's already said, second place is not good enough. So I don't think he's happy with where we're at. You could see from his face at the end of that game, he's not happy. He's not content. He's not satisfied with where we're at. And he's going to be pushing for more. So for me, in terms of that contract, like, I still think it's a work in progress and he is still learning on the job. But again, I feel as though the improvement is there. And I've seen enough to say that, you know what, I'm going to give him another year and see if we improve again. We've now got the DOF. Let's not forget, right, Dom? He's brought in a number of staff members now to help him structure and provide that structure around him, right? You've got the DOF that's coming in now again. So I feel like give that new system, give that recruitment, give everything that the fans have been wanting. We've been screaming out for a director of football to come in place for the longest amount of years now. So why would you, now we've got that, why would you pull the rug when all the progress that's being made? Why would you pull the rug to start all over again, and with a new manager who might want to play a different style of football, who's going to have to clear out all of the players that we've accumulated over the last 5-6 years that Ollie started to put in place? You're ripping out everything and you're starting all over again. And I think at this point it's premature. I think it's premature to do that. If in 12 months' time, right, we're having the same conversations, we're seeing the same performances, struggling to break down low block teams, disjointed football, right? They're not stepping up in the big moments. Ollie would have had 3 seasons in the job. He would have had 3 summer transfer windows to bring in his players that he wants. Hopefully he gets backed again in the summer. And if he is backed in the summer with 2 to 3 top players to improve the team again, if we're still having this situation, 10 points off the top, we're still faltering at quarterfinals and semi-finals, then I think you've given him enough time and the resources and structure to make a fair decision.
I hear you.
But right now it's premature.
All right. Okay. I've listened to you. I understand what you're saying. My worry, my concern is that we are thinking about Manchester United long-term future. I get that. But what we're not thinking about is how strong other teams are going to be getting while we're waiting to see if it works out. While we're taking a punt to see if Ollie can do it again another year. Look, I'm not saying to get rid of Ollie. I'm not saying that, because the thing that stops me is the board, the Glazers, that any manager will not thrive in this system. We've got a new structure now. Let's see what happens. I don't know if they're still controlling it. My worry is that you're saying to me, let's give Ollie another year. See if he does well in the summer transfer market. See if he improves. If he does the same thing, then we cut losses. In a year, bro, a lot of things happen. A lot of things happened. For me, we were one of the worst run clubs in the Premier League. So you're saying once in this year, while we're doing this lovely building and hoping that we can mend our grass, plant some new flowers, and hopefully it's all working out, you've got Tuchel's had more time with his team. They're getting more players, and they've bought they bought a basketball team last freaking season with Havertz, Werner, freaking Ziyech. Right, they're going to get better. Liverpool are going to get Virgil van Dijk back, and you know they're going to spend because they have to now. Man City are going to keep spending. They're already in the market for left back. You've got Leicester City, who actually just beat us. That's always there or thereabouts. And if they keep finishing Champions League space, they're going to get more money, right? You've got other people knocking the door. Everton. You've got freaking West Ham look like they're going to do something. You don't know, right? With this sort of test or wait and see thing, we're going to be falling behind. Falling behind. And you've got to remember this. We're in a coronavirus pandemic season where this season has been so weird. No fans. When we get fans back in the stadium, it's going to make a difference home and away. When we get fans back in the stadium, they're going to be all over us at freaking Anfield and freaking all these different things. It's a different kettle of fish. So for me, I'm basing what I've seen on what the previous freaking start of the season has been, and the season hasn't been good. You're saying, right, that we've seen progress. I get it. We've seen progress from a sort of changing room sort of situation. I guess you're saying we're on track to finish second. Let's see what happens there, because basically, based on the football I'm seeing, I think Chelsea are going to finish second. And I'm saying I think Chelsea are going to finish second because their track record with Tuchel since he's come, that's not a manager bounce. They're playing completely different football, right? The way they're playing, they're on a trajectory to come and beat us. To come into the second, because we don't know what team is turning up on the game. We don't know what team's turning up. So for me, you're saying, hey, we're going on track to finish second. We could easily finish third or fourth. And that's a fact. You said it was inconceivable a few weeks ago. I remember you saying that maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. You said it's inconceivable. If we open up the Premier League table, bro, it's not inconceivable. It's not. Because teams keep losing. We've lost important games. We've drawn. If you look at the Premier League table, bro.
To clarify my words, I didn't say it was inconceivable. I said it would have to take a massive drop-off and capitulation for that to happen.
Okay. Yeah, massive drop-off. Yeah, at the moment, yeah, fine. Massive drop-off, right? If you look at it, we got 57 points, right? Leicester's got 56. Chelsea are only 6 points behind us. That's 2 games. 2 games.
Well, 3 if they're going to overtake us.
Okay, whatever you want to say, right? And there's 9 games left. Look, it's not good if we drop it off.
We have to lose 3.
Yes, Dom. It's not impossible.
How many have we lost all season?
Sean, I don't want us to lose 3. I'm not saying that, but you seem like it's a given that we're going to just.
No, it's not a given. We've lost 1 in 23.
Yeah, I get that, Sean. But what I'm trying to say to you, right, is that we're in a situation where anything is possible in this league. We could have been pulled away. We could have been so much closer to Man City, based on the way we're playing. But there was tactical errors, late subs, weird formations, using the same players, nervousness, and this is the things that some of the fans are seeing. They're seeing these signs. You know, when you feel a sign, you're like, some don't feel right there. How many times have we been saved by individual brilliance? How many times have we had to come back from 1-0 or 2-0 down and save ourselves? We some of the biggest teams that always win, they're not coming down from 1-0 every single game, mate. They're playing football and they're playing to win, and they don't need someone to flick and score a goal to make them score. What for me, I don't want to be in a situation of sacking managers every single season. Look, I'm looking at this and they're saying, okay, we believe in Ole's long-term plan. What I don't get and what I'll never get is that you never wanted him as a long-term manager in the first place. And again, this always goes back to the board. They never wanted Ole as the long-term manager. He had a couple of games and they said, you know what? Let's give it to him. The fans will like him. That'll get off our backs. And let's just see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, he can die and fall on his sword. That's what it comes down to me, because I know for a fact, Sean, that you know that Ole isn't good enough to be the manager of Manchester United, but you're just hoping that he learns the job as quick as possible, gets the right players, and things just come together. But there's a lot of fans out there that are seeing that when we're doing this whole rebuild and we're trying to get Lego bricks, teams are going to overtake us, and the players that we want, Sean, that will make us better, other teams will get them. People thinking, oh yeah, we're going to get Sancho, we're going to get Haaland, we're going to get all these amazing people. Other teams are going to get them, Sean. We don't know if it's a given that we're going to get him. So your plan of saying, oh yeah, we'll get better players, give him a summer, we might not be able to get the players that you're saying. The board might not be able to afford it. So where's that leave Ole? Because everybody's saying, oh, give Ole the players, he'll be fine. But But if you don't get the players, what's going to happen?
So this is the problem, right? So I totally get what you're saying. I totally get that point of view as well, because we know the fundamental issues with the board. There's no guarantee that we're going to get the players that we want and that we need to improve us, right?
Yeah.
So, but what I would say is that again, we can't all be geniuses and try to predict the future, because at the end of the day, right, at the start of this season and at the start of last season, nobody predicted Ole and the team to finish in third place. Nobody. All these same fans that are saying that next season it's going to crumble, next season Ole's going to do this and that. Well, at the start of that season, you weren't saying Ole was going to finish third. So what makes your opinion so valid that you know the future and you can see all these signs, right? You're entitled to your opinion, but at the end of the day, so far, Ole has superseded your opinions. He has overachieved on your opinions. And again, go back to the start of this season, right? When we were going Sancho. Sancho didn't come in, and there was so much disappointment. Oh, what we did, Cavani, man, this is last minute, panic.com, it's rubbish. We're going to finish. We're not going to have a season. All these other teams, Liverpool, City, everyone's going to finish so far above us. Nobody, these same people that are saying, Ole's got to go. He can't do it. Next season, he's going to do nothing. These are the same fans that were saying that at the start of the season, none of them would have predicted us to be in the position that we are in now. One loss in 23, just behind Man City, well, not just behind, a little bit behind, but we're ahead of everybody else. So the second best team in the league. Nobody predicted Ole to do that. So what I'm saying is, regardless of the board, regardless of what's going on around him, he is still finding a way to get results. And who's to say that, Dom, Ole, and again, he's a positive guy. He's like me, positive mindset, glass half full. Ole's not going to sit around and sulk if the transfers don't come in. It's a global pandemic. So I don't know, all these players that you think all these clubs around the world are going to be signing. You saw what happened in January. No money was spent. So there's no guarantee that all these clubs that are around us are going to be going out and making these blockbuster signings.
But the point.
But hold on, Dom. But I'm saying that because you referenced that, right? So what I'm saying is, I don't see there going to be too many 200, 150 million pound sign. It's a different market right now, and so one, there's no guarantee that those transfers are going to happen. Two, even if they do happen, and we don't get the players that we want and that we feel that we all need, it's quite obvious where the gaps are in the squad. Ole, who's to say that Ole can't find a way again to overachieve and supersede everybody's expectations? Who's to say that can't happen? I'm not here to say that. Are you?
Mate, but I want it to happen because I don't want to keep going through matches and managers and so forth, bro. But I'm being honest with you.
You can't see it. You can't see it. But you couldn't see it before?
No. Okay. Couldn't see it before. Look, I'm not thinking the Oracle from Thicker Matrix. No one can see anything. Like you're guessing. You're making hypotheticals. I get it, right?
But I'm going on what he's done. I'm going on the fact that he's
listen. But put it this way, right? Jose Mourinho was an awful manager. Manager, terrible, toxic. He's still got 2 trophies in 2 years, right? This is my problem is that, and you always say to me, look, trophies and winning is the most important thing. The most important thing, trophy and winning. Ole, you're saying based on his track record. I'm saying this is just listening to everything I see on Twitter. Based on his track record, he can't do well in finals. He can't do well in cup competitions. Okay. So based on that, based on your logic, because we keep doing well season on season in the league, that means we're not going to do well in the cups. Because based on our logic, we're doing well in the Premier League because we keep getting better, but we don't do well in the cups, mate. So what's going to happen there? My problem is,
I'm going to address that.
I'm using your logic.
That's not my logic. That's not my logic.
No. You're basing the Premier League progress on what's happened before. I'm basing the cup progress on what's happening and using that as a sort of foresight, right? Listen, I'm saying to you, okay, and you answer me this question: do you think another manager would do better with this team?
Another manager, it's possible.
Yes or no? Do you think another manager?
It's possible. You can't give me a hypothetical. You need to give me an example of which manager and who you're talking about.
Okay, all right, fine. Let me give you a manager. Okay, do you think a Ten Hag would do better with this team? in terms
How
of
are we
pay.
measuring him better?
How you mentioned better? Do further in cup competitions. Do win cup competitions. Try and challenge
Okay.
for the Premier League.
Okay. So the team that we've had over the past 2 years, I would defy. I would defy 95% of managers to have come in and got us further than what Ali's done. Right? You've got to give context to this, right? The league position, he's got us from, where did we finish before? We finished 6th, right? In the season that he took over, he got us from 8th when he took over, and our final position was 6th. Then he's brought us into 3rd. Now he's got us into 2nd.
Mate, I know.
Right. So all right. So what I'm saying is, do I think any manager could have come in against the last 2 seasons where Liverpool and Manchester City have been doing a madness and finished higher than that? Absolutely not. No one's breaking into that 100-point barrier. And this season, I don't think they would have been and got us higher than 2nd. You can't get any higher than 2nd. Man City are flying. So no, in the league, no. So let's bring us on to the cups. Every cup, I've said it already on this, so I'm just going over what I said. Every cup competition he's been in so far, he got us to a semi-final, apart from Leicester at the weekend, which was a quarter-final, right? Only one team can win it. Therefore, out of every competition, which starts off with hundreds of teams, he's got us down to the final 4 teams in that competition, right? That, first of all, I will have to say, that is doing well in itself. To get from 100, however many teams, down to the last 4, that's good. But for Man United, we're about winning. So then let's look at it. The last 4 teams that we've gone into, right? The Carling Cup last season, we lost to that Manchester City team, is a madness. No one expects us to beat them or challenge for them. So that's dead. What was the next one? The Sevilla game. I think that we performed well. I don't blame Ole for that because we absolutely dominated them. For me, that was on the players.
Come on.
No, for me, that's on the players. No, hold on. No, let me finish, man, because I'm breaking it all down for you on the cup
hurry
games.
up, man.
Chelsea, for me, hurry up, man. Chelsea. So the 2 games where I would say, because that's what people want to get to, right? We want to blame Ole. It's the blame Ole game. For me, the Chelsea FA Cup last season was 100%. That was Ole's fault. He's got to be culpable for that. And I would say the Leicester game this season as well, he's culpable for that as well.
So that's 2 out of 4.
It's 2 out of 5 because the Sevilla game, no, and the 2 Carling Cup, the 2 Carling Cup games against the semi-finals against Man City, we're not expected to beat them. We're not better than them.
I'm talking about Sevilla.
Right?
That's 3 out of 5.
Sevilla, Martial missed too many chances against Sevilla. Come on, Dom, the players have to hold that. Ole set us up. They had 2 chances and scored 2 goals and knocked us out.
All right,
that's on the players.
The board here, look. What's ML saying? The fans will sack Ole. The board are scared of sack Ole. Ole will fall on his sword. He will gone by Christmas. Zlatan say after the AC Milan match. No, what Zlatan basically said that look, they're better, but they haven't won any trophies of what they got to show for it. I get it. Akil's saying the standards have dropped so far for this club.
Of course they are. It's a reality.
Yeah, no, look, you know what? For me, right, I'm listening to everything you're saying, Sean, and there's basis to it, 100%. Like, what I think the problem is that we're trying to make Ole justify Ole in this job role he's had. We're trying to justify it, and if we're justifying it, we look at what he's been told. We don't know really what his objectives have been. If he said in the first season, just finish in the top 4. You'll be like, okay. And then the second season, just finished in top 4. Because they've come out and said, you don't need to get a Europa League trophy. Guys, they came out today and said, you don't need a Europa League trophy. You're still going to get a contract. So if Ole's been giving these goals and he's hitting it, fine. But for the fan base and for everybody who's been paying money every single week, flicking merchandise, traveling up and down, top 4 is not enough. Top 4 is not enough for Manchester United. And this is why it keeps going back to the board, because the board are lowering the standard and the expectation of this club. As soon as I saw the news that he says, Europa League, don't need to win it, it's fine, we're still going to back you because we see the long-term goals. Well, I'm sorry. So you haven't got enough to try and win and be competitive in the Europa League, where really we should be in the Champions League. Is that what you're saying? Because for me, if you look at Ole, we know, and we've agreed at the beginning of the stream, Sean, that he's not the best manager we could have. Yes or no?
On paper, he didn't have the best CV.
Okay, so from the start and get-go, we have not given ourselves the best chance to see glory, right? Because if you in any company, Sean, if you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, you're not going to get someone to come in and do work experience who's looked after, I don't know, a corner shop, right? But he's trying to do it, and he used to work at this company, so they're like, all right, come and help us, right? You're going to go to another Fortune 500 company and get the best CEO, headhunt, and poach them, right? So we started off wrong. So the problem now is,
which is what I said.
The problem now is, right, is that when I hear you, bro. You can flicking sell flicking ice to an Eskimo, but the problem is, Ole is not good enough for the Manchester United role, and everything you're saying is just trying to justify him being here and give him a chance, which is fine. And I hope
he's
does
here,
well.
so we have to do that.
I hope he flicking gets trophies and does stuff. But for me, based on what I've seen so far, the football's not great. And I think you can agree the football's not been great, has it? If you think about the football on the pitch, it's not been great, yes or no?
I would say at times I've enjoyed it, and
overall,
at times it's put me to sleep. So yeah, okay. It hasn't been consistently where we want it to be. Definitely, I would agree with that.
And that's what the fans want, because I think what fans realize is that if you try and play consistent football, and this is what an experienced coach, which is out there, and they're doing it, different teams would do. If you start to play consistent football, the trophies will come. The league position will come. We've managed to come, or a second at the moment. We're out of all the cup competitions, except Europa. Let's see what happens there, right? People are seeing that this is not enough. This is not enough. And you know what, Sean? The difference is, if we were playing consistent overall football, like you said, I think people would be like, you know what, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, because, you know what, we're still playing good football. We can see what we're trying to do. We just need a few players here and there, and they'll slot into the system, and we'll be okay. We're not seeing that, Sean. We're not seeing that. And that's why people are thinking, if we're just knocking out all the competitions, Ollie's not going to get a trophy potentially this season. You don't even need to. So all the drive to get a trophy is not there. He's just going to finish second or third. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? That's what I think I'm seeing on Twitter. That's partly how I feel. I feel like the expectations and the standards for the club have gone down because we got the wrong man in the first place, and now we're just trying to make do and think and people just blindlessly just backing their manager. And I you know what? I back my manager. I back whoever's in charge of the football club. I back him. I back him until they leave. But in my heart, I know that Ole is not the man to take us to the treble for me. And if he is, I don't even care if I'm wrong, because I'm happy we got a treble. But I know deep down the football we're playing is not consistent, not overall going to help us to get those results. That's what I'm saying. Just really quickly, guys, don't forget to like the video. I appreciate you joining in. I think England, San Marino's kicked off. If you want to, I know sometimes people can't go to sleep if they got insomnia or it's been a long day. Just watch the England match and you'll fall asleep straight away, guys. I'm sure it'll be an absolute. I swear, Sean, we play San Marino, whatever, every Thursday, every week. I swear,
every time we got a match at San Marino, yeah, honestly, England's just dead, man. England's dead.
It is so bad. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is, mate, I just don't think he should have got a job in the first place. It was on a hype. It was on the fans' hype. Everything Ole at the wheel. The board thought this was a perfect opportunity.
But that's not his fault that they gave him the job, though, man. So I feel like it's not his fault.
It's not his fault. But now, why are we saying it's not his fault? But let's just let it see how it plays out.
Because you've got to accept what comes with an appointment like that. What comes with an appointment like that? It's not instant fix. It's not instant fix, and we already proved the instant fix didn't work. So 2 years into the job, he's got to be. Once you make that decision, my thing is you've got to back it and see it through to fruition. And after 2 years, it's not. After 2 years, it's not with the progress that's been made. It's not. It's too premature to pull the plug.
So right? You're happy to give Ole another contract and waste money that can go into players.
So what I'll say then, Dom,
because he's not going to get another. He's got one more year after this year, right? And we're going to give him another 2 years, right?
They give him another 2 years, yeah.
So you're happy to see if this season pans out, and if it doesn't, we waste 2 years of money on Ole.
So what I would say to that is, again, you could say it's a different conversation. It's mismanagement by the board. It's poor business for the board. It's a completely different conversation. Like for the board, I feel as though we all know that these guys are their shortcomings in terms of football and their motives and agendas. It's a business for them. It's not. Their primary objective is not to get Man United to the top as quick as possible. If it was, they wouldn't be taking and sucking out money out of the club every season, right? Yeah. So we understand the context and the parameters that we're working under, but equally, I have to when assessing the manager's position and where the club is, I genuinely, bro, I don't want us to pull the rug from under his feet, because it's the same thing. And someone mentioned it earlier, which with LVG, and for me at the time, I was gutted when LVG got the sack, because I felt he was starting to see his philosophy. Because remember, he's the guy that introduced this phrase into football. No one was talking about philosophy and all of this nonsense before. LVG was the guy. LVG was the philosopher. And I felt his philosophy was just starting to take shape. If you look at the front three that he had, two of them are still at the club. And this was 5 years ago. Martial, Rashford, Lingard. He was getting us to a place where we were having the kind of players that we want to see in the team. And I actually thought that after he won that trophy, he didn't deserve to get the sack. But so I don't want to see that thing repeated. Look at Liverpool, right? When it took Klopp 5 years to win the league. It took him, what are we saying, three and a bit years to win his first trophy. Should they have sacked him after one season or the second season when he finished fourth, and was losing two Europa League finals in a row to Seville? It's the same situation, but they could see again there was progress, and now look at the rewards that they're getting from it. They persisted with that.
You know what it is, right? You know what? We're talking all about this, and it's a hard one because, again, the title of this show is Ollie is untouchable. And the fact that they come out today and said that even if he doesn't win the Europa League, we back him. It's basically saying he's untouchable, because basically they know that it's a cup competition. Anybody can go in. Cup competitions are hard. You could be the worst team and still win, right?
Yeah.
They know that, so they're taking away that pressure of, all right, look, I know everybody's going to be on you. We're gonna leave this narrative, and even if you lose, people know from freaking weeks before that we back you no matter what. So even though they start going Ollie out, we don't care. My problem is that the way that we're trying to operate and really G up this team and lead this team is in a way that, okay, don't worry, we've got a plan. We know what we're doing. I'm sorry, you've only just got a structure in last freaking week, right? Before the last 6 to 8 years, whatever, there's been no plan. It's been gun-ho. It's been panic signings. It's been manager after manager with no plan, no thing. Don't tell me that you know what you're doing now and things have changed just because you've got a guy called John Murtough. We need to see the proofs in the pudding for that. We can't base our logic and say, oh, things are going to be different now because Nicky Butt's gone, John Murtaugh's in here. We've got Darren Fletcher as a technical director. It's going to be fantastic and smooth. We have no reassurance of that. So for me, everything is just... it's just been done wrong. He's untouchable, and I hope that them coming out with this news is not going to go in the wrong way, because sometimes if you feel like you're under pressure and you've got to win the Europa, you bring your best game. If he's like, oh, sweet, all I got to do is finish in the top 4, see you later. Do you know what I mean? He ain't got to do anything.
So I'll tell you why, Dom. So I'll tell you why that's okay, Dom. If we had a manager, and this is where it comes back to, who cares, he didn't care about the club. So the likes of, I don't know, an outsider. It could be Nagelsmann, it could be Ten Hag, any of these people that you mentioned. But let's give Jose, for example. We know that Jose, his heart and soul's not in Man United. He doesn't care about Manchester United. No. You only have to listen to some of the press conferences. He's disrespecting his employers, the club, everything that we stand for, in the way he speaks and carries himself about the club. Guy was living in a hotel, right? So for him, he held us to ransom, flirting with Paris Saint-Germain, etc., etc. So the board had to play a different game with him, because for him, it was just a job. It's about business. Solskjaer, he's not about that. I don't think anyone could dispute that his heart and soul is Manchester United.
I just don't,
right? So Dom, he whether they give him a contract, a pay rise, that doesn't affect his intrinsic desire, A, as a winner, and B, as someone who is a Manchester United fan and wants the club to be successful, regardless of the paycheck. He would probably manage this club for free and want the club to win. So he doesn't need money or a contract to motivate him to be successful.
Being a winner
at player
level is completely different. Being a winner at a manager.
No, he's a winner in life, bro.
No, he's a winner in life. If you're a winner in life, this is a football club. I don't care if you're a winner. If you go out.
So he's showing that.
No, listen to me.
And he's showing it as a manager. He's shown it as a manager.
I don't care if you're a winner at life. That when you walk, the rain don't fall on you. Somehow you just got like a flicking cloud and it covers you. No, I don't care if you're a winner in real life. I'm talking about managing Manchester United Football
So
Club.
Dom, when you see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer,
I'm talking about managing Manchester United Football Club, right? We keep going about this Manchester United DNA. Manchester United DNA? What is that? I want to see it. Draw a picture. Show me what it looks like. Is it some strings with red? There's no freaking DNA. We need to win games.
He's about winning. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is about winning, bro.
Listen to me. We need to win games. Forget about this DNA. There's no DNA. The DNA is gone.
The DNA is about winning. No, that's the whole point. Our DNA is about winning.
Listen,
it's about winning.
Listen to me, yeah, which we're not flicking doing. Listen to me, right?
What do you mean we're not doing it? We've lost 1 in 20. Come on, Dom. Come on now. We've lost 1 in 23.
8 years, mate. What are you talking about?
Of course we're not. But Ole hasn't been here for 8 years, so it's not about Ole then, is it?
Why we need to get the right manager in the first place. Sean, I'll tell you right now, okay? You keep saying about he knows Manchester United. And
he's a winner.
My bugbear about, they know Manchester United. If you go into, again, analogy about a big company. If you want a massive company like Amazon, making millions, and the guy's like, you know what, I'm retired, I'm gonna go buy an island, right? They're gonna say, okay, we want another CEO to come in. Oh, we're gonna find someone. He may not be experienced, okay? He's got no experience really. He's only done it for a couple of small companies, but he knows Amazon. He shops every week, buys kettles. He knows the DNA of Amazon. I don't give a monkeys, mate. I'm going to go to flicking Microsoft, to Google, to Facebook and get the best CEO who can do the job. This whole DNA thing, Manchester United thing, I don't want it. And this is the problem. This is why at the moment we've got Carrick, flicking Fletcher, we've got flicking McKenna, we've got it's all like this WhatsApp group around the pub. No, I want the best of the best of the best in the coaching. I want the best coaches. I don't want Carrick learning the job under Jose Mourinho, still there. McKenna under them, still there. I want the best of the best to manage the best team. This is my problem. The standards of Manchester United have dropped, and we're seeing that in the way we play football, in the way we've been coached, and we missed out on how many players because people are like, we can go into the market and get anyone. Bellingham missed out. Haaland missed out. Couldn't get flicking, what was his name? Dybala. If we were playing good football and we had the right team, the right manager, the right philosophy, I'm telling you right now, Dybala would have freaking cut off his right foot to come to Manchester United. He would have literally come blindfolded, but we've lost that aura. That aura is gone, mate. So I'm saying to myself, if I'm going to put a sure bet on something, I'm not going to bet on Manchester United when we're going for another rebuild with a manager that we think may or may not do it. I want a manager who's a sure thing based on their progressive, the football that they play. We don't know what type of football Ole played before he came to Manchester United. What football did he play? What football did Ole play before he came to Manchester United? Let me tell you, there's no such thing as a sure thing, because the manager, and again, you only have to look across the road down at Spurs. Daniel Levy, astutest businessman there is in football. He thought he was onto a sure thing with Mourinho. That's the only reason he hired him. And look what's happening. Our club thought we were onto a sure thing when we brought in Mourinho, because we tried other strategies, other managers. It did not work. So they're like, let's get a sure thing. Jose is going to come in, and it did not work. Dom, there's no such thing as a sure thing. You could go in and bring. You can go in and bring this, like again, like you're saying, the best CEO, Dom, hold on, man. Right? You could go in and bring the best this, the best that, the best football. He plays amazing football in Germany, or Italy, whichever manager you want, right? You could come and bring him into this structure. What has Man City done?
I'm telling you, there is no guarantee. Hold on, don't talk over me, Dom. Don't talk over me. When you do that, there's no guarantee. If you want to talk about Man City and the Man City structure, what they have done is and again, that project has been built over a 10-year period, right? Even Pep said, I'm happy there. All my friends are here. All the people that you had at Barcelona, they brought them in before the manager. The manager was the crown piece in the place. Those owners knew what they wanted to do, and again, it comes down to the owners. They're pouring money after money after money after money to build the perfect club from top to bottom. Youth academy, structure, recruitment, all of these things, right, to make that club successful. And then the manager comes in, and then Pep has to clear out, if you remember, because in his first season, it wasn't good. He had to clear out that squad time and time, not just once, not just twice.
That Mark Hughes had that money as well, mate, and he flopped.
No, but it's a building process. He didn't flop. He didn't flop. He had to build, Dom. He had to build.
Came under that Saudi money and bought the wrong players.
No, Dom. That's rubbish. That's rubbish, Dom. Dom, who bought Vincent Kompany, bro?
Honestly, are you joking me?
Who bought Vincent Kompany, bro?
You think Mark Hughes did well with Man City?
Dom, no, I'm going on what you just said. He bought. Who bought Vincent Kompany, bro?
I don't care about one
Mark
player.
Mark Hughes brought him, their best ever captain. Okay, so you can't say that, man.
One player.
Right? David Silva.
Sean, I'm being honest with you, right?
Come on, bro.
Okay, you're saying Mark Hughes did well because he bought one player. Oh,
no. I'm saying Mark Hughes, again, you have to look at where Manchester City were when Mark Hughes took over compared to when Pep took over. They'd already won 2 titles before Pep even got there. Pellegrini, Pep took over a title-winning team. Mark Hughes took over an average bottom to mid-table team that just got money.
Listen. Look, what I'm saying to you, Sean, if you're doing something, do you want the best people for the job? Yes or no?
Of course you do.
Okay,
of course you do. Anything.
Carrick's not good enough. McKenna's not good enough. Fletcher's not good enough. I like all these guys. I'm sure they're amazing, lovely people. And Ollie's not good enough. So they're not the best people for the job, and that's my argument.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to get rid of everything and start again? Let's do that then.
What I want to do, I'll tell you what I want to do, and just before we leave, this is what I want to do, right? I don't want to be giving out contracts prematurely. First of all, the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. Wait until the end of the season, see what he's won, see how the players are feeling again. Because remember, players last longer than managers. We know that it's a players' game now. See how that goes. Second of all, right? I don't know what's happening in terms of lowering our standards. I never would have given Ollie the full-time job. And I know he's done well for his standard, but for the standard of Manchester United, it is not good enough. Third of all, I would have made sure that the footballing structure that we've been crying out for years happened a long time ago. Because just like you said for Man City, they had a structure in place, right? A structure. And they were making the football decisions, but they work at Barclays Bank. So in this situation right now, based on all the rubbish we've put up with for years, right now, first of all, not giving Ollie a contract extension until we see what happens. I talk with him in the summer, ask him, this is what I'm going to give you as a board. This is what we can afford. This is what the Murto is saying we could probably get talking to the agents. Can you work with that? He needs to answer honestly. I look at his eyes, understand what you say. Do you think you can achieve these goals? And the goals, Sean, that need to be set is not top 4 and a trophy, not next season, right? On this trajectory, Sean, all we need is 1 trophy in top 4 next season. Rubbish. Because all they want is top 4 this season. That's rubbish. If I'm the thinking board, I'm saying to them right now, next season, you need to come in, and this is your objective. Just like on FIFA. You know the FIFA, like if you don't do it, you're out, mate. You need to be going for the Premier League, okay? Because we're going to spend 200 million, probably. They're probably going to spend, they normally spend 150
Who's going to spend 200 million?
150 million. They'll probably spend 150 million.
Not if we don't sell 100 million. We don't outlay that.
Based on what we do every season, it's around 150 million, right? Listen,
no, it's not.
They're going to spend, okay? Whatever you want to say, the numbers, they're going to spend, okay? We're going to give you the money. If you don't challenge, I mean, like literally, you're going for the Premier League and get 2 trophies and do that, you're out. You're out.
Dom, that's ridiculous, man.
Why?
That's ridiculous. If he's got a challenge for the league and win 2 cups,
why not?
Otherwise, he's sacked.
Why not?
What kind of culture are you trying to create, bro?
Culture? I'm trying to get a winning culture, mate.
I'm saying, so what 2 trophies? Let me just clarify. What 2 trophies? Go on. What 2 trophies? What 2 trophies?
Do you think, right, if we just get top 4 next season and we stick a volley?
No, that's not what Dom, go back. I spoke about this already earlier. But what I'm saying to you is, what 2 trophies? Go on. How next season, what 2 trophies do you expect him to win?
Mate, I'll take any trophies, mate. I'll take freaking Carabao Cup. I'll take FA Cup. So
FA Cup, Carabao Cup.
Yep.
And then what? How many points do we need to be off the league table to make it acceptable?
I want it to be like maybe 5-10 points off first or winning the league. I mean, it's competitive.
All right. So if we're in it till the last 2 or 3 games in the season, right? Go title challenge, because I agree with that. We've got to push that. And then we get to the final of the FA Cup. We could lose it on penalties. And we get to the final of the Carling Cup and we lose.
This year. It's the same as this year.
No, so you sack him.
100%. He's had 3 years, mate.
No, because Dom, he's hit one of your objectives, which is a title challenge. Okay, he's got to the final, which he's lost on, which you could lose by a slip.
Mate.
So what I'm saying is, no. What I'm saying is, John, you could have a John Terry slip, and he loses that final on a John Terry slip, like Chelsea did in 2008 final, and he missed a penalty. You sack the manager because of that, or do you say, do you know what?
No, because at the moment this year we're on track to finish top 4. I don't think honestly we're going to win Europa. I'm just basing it. If we do, fantastic. I'm hot for it.
Yeah.
But based on what I think and what I've seen, we're not going to win Europa, right? I hope we do. So that's top 4. So you're telling me that if we just get top 4 next season, you keep him?
No, Dom, I just said that. Right? I said if we go to the end of the season, we're challenging. No, so are you talking about this season or next season, Dom? I'm talking about. We're talking about next season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So next season, I'm saying the scenario is we're in a title challenge, right?
Yeah.
We go to the last few games of the season, and we're in. You said 5 points within. Yeah, okay. We finished 5 points off. So he hit that, and I'm saying you could lose one of those cup finals on penalties.
Okay,
and then you could lose one of the other cup finals. You just had a bad performance at teams that league.
Don't care.
And you're saying that sack the manager after a season like that
because he's had 3 years. It's not good enough.
2 finals. He's consistently competing at the business. Alex Ferguson lost finals.
Don't care. Don't.
Jose Mourinho's lost finals. Jurgen Klopp's lost finals. Every manager loses finals.
Ferguson into this, bro. He's had 3 years.
Every manager loses finals.
If he does it in the first season, Sean, I'll be like, yeah, no worries, man. You got close.
He can't even get there. We're not in a position to even get to the final in the first season. So you have to build. So Dom, all right. So let me paint a different picture, right? Dom, first season. You improve, semi-finals, get up to third. Second season, you get up to second. You get to, hopefully, I think we should get to the final, potentially Europa League. Let's say whether we win it or lose it, we get to the final. Let's assume we get to the final. Next season, you're actually in a title race, which is over 38 games. So again, that's further progress. You get to 2 finals, and hopefully you win, but you might not. I'm saying if you get to 2 finals and get us into a title position, you deserve to get a 4th season to win the league and win some trophies. Every season you have to reassess the goals.
Sure,
you have to reassess the goals.
You brought your standards down, bro.
No, Dom. What I'm saying is, Dom, I believe he's got to win. I'm saying next season, I'm setting the exact same goals that you are. He's got to challenge for a title, and we've got to win a trophy. But there's always context, and I'm going to look at it. If he gets us to 2 finals and we narrowly miss out, that is not a sackable offence, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not basing it on this next season, bro. Listen to me.
We're talking about next season.
No, I'm not saying only based on next season to sack the manager. I don't want to sack any manager. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of sacking managers, and it's just not working out. But what I'm trying to say to you, bro, at the end of this next season, if he gets no trophies and he was at 2 finals but missed out, and then doesn't win the league, I'm sorry, mate. That's not good enough.
Dom.
Wait, Sean, let me finish.
I know
there's all these contexts and stuff, and he was so close. I'll be like, oh, I know, baby. No. Because look, I'll be honest with you, Sean, right?
Yeah.
If you work in a sales job and you've been there for 3 years and you're not really achieved, but they can see where you're getting to, and they're like, look, this is a 3-year contract, which it is. Okay, we want you to achieve this. And you're like, okay, I'm on the trajectory, boss. I'm getting there. The 3rd season, you still miss out, but you were so close. It's just that they went with a different supplier. They'll be like, oh, I understand. But no, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We need someone who can actually give us results. I'm not lowering my standards, Sean. I want Ollie to be successful. I'm not saying Ollie out in the slightest. I'm not saying that, because if you say Ollie out, you're forgetting about the board, and that's what the board want you to say. I'm not saying Ollie out. I'm saying that to win, I want Manchester United to win games. I want us to win trophies. And I don't see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer getting us there. If he does, do not care. People kind of tell me, I don't care. I'm happy. We're winning stuff. But Ole has not showed me consistently by the way it's in game management, the way he's managing the whole team, the way he can change the style of football dependent on it. I'm not seeing that consistently. And for me, if he just gets top 4 this season, and then gets top 4 next season, but just narrowly missed out on trophy, it's still not good enough. Black is black, white is white. So there's no in between. Context king. Don't care, mate.
But there's different. Okay, no, Dom, you make some valid points, and I totally hear what you're saying in terms of the bar, and I feel like ultimately that comes from a place where, like I said at the beginning of this, It's where you were at the start with Ole, and where you were at the start, which will dictate where you are now, and your assessment and impact of what he's done at the club based on the results. But what I would say is I would compare that to, if you look at Jurgen Klopp in his third season, which will be Ole's next season, when he went on that toe-to-toe battle with Pep and narrowly lost out on the title, but the team still performed exceptionally well. They were in it until the last. So Dom, wait. So Dom, let me finish. Dom, hold on. Dom, let me finish. Because let me finish. They were there right until the end. So are you saying that after that? But Dom, I haven't finished, bro.
You know they were.
I'm saying if next season Ole gets us right into that title challenge to the last day of the season, 3-0, couldn't care less. If they get us to the end of the season, but if Liverpool, instead of that that game against Real Madrid where Liverpool, not the one against Liverpool, the Liverpool, the game where they won the Champions League that season, right? They won it. They finally got over the line. If they narrowly missed out on that, but still had the rest of the season that they had, are you saying that Klopp should have got the sack just because he didn't win the Champions League?
Mate, I just said it to you. They were playing really good, attractive football, and everybody.
So yes or no?
No, I'm saying to you, they were playing attractive football. We are not. That's the difference.
No, but in the third season.
At the start of the season, none of us had any intention of being in Europa League. We have been given a lifeline after being knocked out. So winning the Europa shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, I hear you, man. But we're in a situation, I guess, where we haven't won any trophies. And Jose got applauded for, even though he was awful in terms of management and style, he still got a trophy. And I don't want him to have that over us that, oh, yeah, no one liked me. Oh, I didn't do it, but I still got trophies. Like, what's Ole got to show for? If Ole's better than Jose, which we know as a man, as a person, as a man manager, he probably is, it doesn't matter because only people remember is trophies. That's that it is. Every year we stick.
There's no excuse for that.
Every year that we fall behind, Man City are getting stronger. That's it. That is it. That's all that's going to happen. We earn so much revenue, but those who shall not be named continue to leech off us big time. Sufan, if Ole really challenges for the title next season, unlikely, then he deserves another season. That is more than any amount has done for us. I agree with Sean on this one. Fair enough, man, 100%. And every views are valid. No one's opinion's wrong. No way. Sean, do you really believe we are going to win a trophy with Ole? Sean?
Yes, I do. 100%. I think we will do it this season. Europa League. I've said it. That's our best opportunity to do it. I think he'll do it.
Okay, all right. Sean, they finished third season with 96 points, one behind City.
I think that's what I'm saying. And that's next season for Ole.
Yeah, but
third season.
Football is nowhere near the level.
But you can't. It hasn't happened yet. You don't know what football we're going to play next season.
Before that, Liverpool were trying to play that good football, and they just needed a defender, mate.
Yeah, but it still wasn't working. It still wasn't working. It still wasn't working. That football wasn't working. They were playing. Yeah, and I'm saying, but again, so Dom, I agree with you. Liverpool were playing a good football. You could see the style that they were trying to do, but you also have to look at the nuances in the managers. And I'm saying that in the third season, Ole's football, I'm sure we're going to play better season. Like I said, and I said it already in the stream. If we're still playing the same way that we're playing now with additions, then I'm going to have to look at it and say, hang on, bro, you've got all the tools.
That's what I'm basing it on.
But I'm saying I'm basing it on how about the other way, where we are playing better football and we're challenging. You don't know which way it's going to go.
Have you seen any signs of that, Sean?
Yeah, I have. So I'll tell you why. Because I'm saying the players, the better players, you cannot, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. With the players we've got in that engine room, you cannot expect. What's that? You can't expect to play lemonade with champagne football or champagne with lemon, whatever that saying is. We've got lemonade players expecting to play champagne football. Doesn't work.
Well, Sean, this is saying, if really quickly, if winning is the United DNA, then why did Ole say trophies are for egos?
Right. So come on now, let's be real. And again, it's always got to be context because he's looking at a Mikel Arteta, who last season everyone was saying was the Messiah. He's come in 3 months. He's better than Ole. He's won the FA Cup. So why didn't we get Arteta, super manager? And now look where Arsenal are, and look at the season they've had. Would you swap Arsenal season for us?
No, but what's the question? Answer the question though.
No, but that's what I'm answering it. Would you swap Arsenal season for us?
No, but you can't ask the question
because Arteta's won a trophy.
No, but you're
But look
answering
at
the
where
question.
they're at now.
No, you're answering this question with a question. Answer the answer.
And that's why he said it. Look at
Why?
Arsenal. Look at Arsenal. Because
No, no.
Arteta
Tell
could
me
come and
why he
say
said it.
Arteta can come back and say, "Well, I've won a trophy," but look at your season. You're doing shit. I'm
Okay,
not swapping that.
I still don't
So
know your answer. Tell me your
so
answer.
the answer is look at Arteta, and he could use that as an ego stroke and say, "I've won a trophy." But
Yeah.
ultimately, look at where they're at now in the season.
Right. So you're saying that trophies don't always bring you success.
What I'm saying is, Arteta can get all he wants high off that, and yeah, that's great. But where is your consistency? What performances are you delivering in, week out? Where are they in the league?
Who's the more successful manager right now, based on what they've won? Arteta or Ole?
Look at it. How you want to look at it? You could say on paper that Arteta's got a trophy. Is that your measurement of success? Or you could look at it and say, Dom, are they going to be in the Champions League next season?
Wait. Listen.
Dom, are Arsenal going to be in the Champions League next season?
What do you base a manager's success on?
Their achievements.
Yeah, and what achievements do you get?
And again, you have to look at the parameters of the club, Dom. Look at the parameters of what we're operating in, Dom.
To show that achievement, tell me what you get.
Dom, let's just keep it 100 right now. Are you trying to swap Arsenal season for ours?
I'm just saying to you, Sean, that Arsenal.
And I'm saying to you, are you trying to swap Arsenal season for ours?
Has achieved more than Ole in terms of.
Who cares? Because where are they going to be?
I'm just
saying. Are they going to? Yeah, that's fine. He's won a trophy. This is what I'm trying to say. He can stroke his ego with that. Brilliant. Well done. Are you going to play Champions League football next season, Mr. Mikel Arteta?
Oh my gosh.
I don't think so, bro.
You're so funny.
I don't think so, bro.
Trophies are part of winning, Sean. Sam Phil, my man. Popper will likely leave by VDB Romero. We might have a worse squad next season, by the way. Yeah, that's the point. This is it, guys. Me and Sean go way back. By the way, we are proper good friends, and we always talk about football. And it's just one of those situations where we both want the best for the club. I always say this, and I'll say this again wholeheartedly. No one's opinion is better than anybody else's. No one's opinion is wrong because it's not the same as yours. I don't like that. I'm not here for that. Everybody who's been writing the chat, I appreciate you, and all your opinions are justified because guess what? That's what an opinion is. An opinion is an opinion. It's what you think and what you feel at the time. So I appreciate all the different feedback can come in, and this is what the game's about. And when we look at this, Sean said some points. I said some points. Ultimately, we want to see this club get back to where we are. I want to get back to where we are. And the problem is with this board, and again, the title of the show was he's untouchable. At the moment, he's untouchable. So there's nothing we can do. We have to see it play out and hope for the best that somehow Ole gets better at coaching, or the coaching team all of a sudden turn a new leaf and start doing a madness. Like I just still want to see the team get back. And guys, don't forget to check out the previous video on my channel where we talk about the goals. We talk about the goals that scored against Leicester, and basically it's called "What Do We Do Now? Where do we go from here?" Check that out. That's a really good one. We had Nuruddin, Mr. Structure on there, Aiden and Naji was on there. It's just a tough one, guys. Don't forget to share the video. Really helps. Like the video. I appreciate everybody that came in the building. King Jar, I'm going to expect your belief, but we don't win the Europa League. That means Ole has one thing because the premise Man City's again. I hear that. I want to just shout out some people that I've seen. Vibes, King Jar, Amel, Kliss, Sufan, Theodore, Marco, Vibes.
Yeah, big up all the man then.
Anybody else, sort of Sam Field, obviously, Theo. I don't want to miss anybody, but I'm just going through the list. If I missed anyone, I apologize. But again, I really appreciate you guys. King Jar, can't forget that. It's a great name. I appreciate all Akil that was here. Everybody else here. Continue to tune in. Tell your friend, tell your family, tell your gran if you love your gran like I love mine. Yeah, and I appreciate you guys. Sean, I appreciate you coming on as always, bro. The next show will be on Monday night when Saeed will come into the channel, so that'll be good to catch up with Saeed. And just he's always been the
Mr. Ole Gunnar freestyle.
Yeah, he's always been the bunt of like, what's the like people thinking that they're jumping to conclusion with Saeed. So I want to get the truth free from him because he's just a passionate supporter just like us. He's just a really, really nice guy. So we're going to hear from him and get to know what he's about. So, guys, I appreciate you. Have a freaking great evening. I'm not going to watch England. I'm going to go watch Netflix because it's got more juice in that. Appreciate you. Have great evenings. I'm Dominic. Peace out. Bye-bye.